This haircut, so I just look like if the Property Brothers had another brother. Who's not a twin, you know? That's kind of my general coolness vibe in life. Have you ever seen a family that has two special twins and then they have their other kid? Like, this is Larry and Terry, I'm Gary. Hi. I hope I haven't offended anybody tonight. That's my nightmare, you know. I hate conflict. Unless you guys like it, and then I love it. I like whatever you guys like, you know? Look at this sweet face. I'm tall, dark, and pleasant. I never want to offend anybody. Like, the other day this guy sneezed. I wanted to say bless you, but instead I was like, happy holidays. I was like, Feliz Navidad. I don't know what to say.
I didn't really have major pets growing up. I've always been into animals, though, and I've retained some of the animal facts I knew as a child. And there is this one animal fact that I've noticed that most people get wrong, but for a very justifiable reason. And it is, what is the fastest animal on planet Earth? And everyone thinks cheetah right away. Right? It's a great guess. But technically, if you look it up, the correct answer, according to the authorities, peregrine falcon. Yeah, because they go like 200 miles per hour when they dive on their prey. And I have been thinking about this for many years. And this is a BS animal fact. Like, we gotta overturn this. Think about it. The falcon is considered the fastest because it's flying in the sky and then it falls very quickly. Shouldn't the credit go to gravity? Like, if I throw a sloth out of a helicopter, I get it going pretty quick. That's like someone trying to sell you a car and being like, this baby does 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. If you drive it off a cliff. I don't know if this is an official animal fact, but I would guess that of all the land animals, the hardest to drown is the giraffe. Like, giraffes must feel no need to learn how to swim at all. They're like, how deep is it? Oh, look, I'm a horse mixed with a periscope on stilts. Like, these oceans you speak of do not intimidate me. We don't talk about this nearly enough, I think, the undrownability of giraffes. Like, sometimes when people you see a really strong guy with big muscles, people will be like, oh my God, that guy's so strong, he could wrestle a lion with his bare hands. Then I'm like, but could he drown a giraffe? I don't think so. You need machinery for that. Project management. I like how some animals have just fully become city animals now. Like, you don't think of them any other way. My friend is from Europe, not to brag. He said that in zoos in Europe, they'll have our raccoon in their zoos. I was like, what are those habitats like? I hope it's the side of a house with a bunch of garbage bins, right? You can't keep raccoons away from recycling. That's animal cruelty. They need it for their biology. One thing I have learned as an adult is that I have a lot of useless information in my head. Some of which I paid money for. Like, I paid money in university to take a course on Greek mythology. And it has not helped me at all in life whatsoever. I've never had to contend with a minotaur. It just made me really confused about the Honda Odyssey. That's been a popular minivan for many decades. And if you know Greek mythology, you know that the Odyssey was a trip that did not go well. Kind of why it's famous. The Odyssey is a Greek myth about 600 warriors who were trying to make it home. And after suffering for 10 years, only one of them survived. And Honda was like, that's what we want to use to name our van for transporting children. The trip with a 99.8% fatality rate. It would be safer to call it the Honda Hindenburg / Titanic. Designed by Boeing. That would be a more reassuring name. I was reading an article about how scientists are trying to find a way so we can drive cars with our thoughts. Yeah, we need to stop these scientists. Because the thoughts that you have when you drive, these are not good thoughts. Someone cuts you off, then you're like, I'd like to end their life. Now your car is like, okay. The car and brain should not be connected, right? The car is fast and metal, the brain petty and vindictive. It's not the worst idea we have with cars, though. The worst idea is flying cars. Like, we've always, ever since I've been alive, we had this fantasy about the future. Oh, we'll make cars fly and traffic will be better somehow. Can we just admit this is a horrific idea? We've had land cars now for over 100 years. The verdict's in. We're not good at driving them. We crash into each other all the time. Like, round of applause if you trust other drivers. Just one person, anyone? That's with 4 directions. Forwards, backwards, left, and right. Now add up and down to the mix. How do you feel about that? Today's world, you get rear-ended. Flying cars, top-bottomed. There's no minor accident in the air, too. Right? You're not gonna hit someone at 3,000 feet, step out and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, let me step over this cloud and get your insurance info. As far as I can tell, the only positive about being in a flying car crash is that maybe, you'll find out what it's like to go as fast as a peregrine falcon.
Pure comedy. Comedy for everyone.
When you're at a party and they have a vegetable tray, aren't you almost surprised? You're like, wow, that's a waste of money.
Sirius XM 98 and on the Sirius XM app.
I'm a dad. My son's not old enough to travel. He's 5. His name is Jack Palisak. And I don't know. I love being a dad. I remember when I was a kid, I heard that Cats in the Cradle song about the dad who doesn't spend a lot of time with his kid, you know, because of the age difference. It's a pretty big gap, you know? And then the kid grew up and didn't spend time with his dad. And I was like, all right, okay, when I'm a dad, I'm gonna spend as much time with my kid as possible, right? And now I'm a dad and I spend as much time with my kid as possible. And, oh, thank you. And I'm starting to think that sometimes it might just be easier to be sad when I'm older. I still appreciate the earlier applause, though, on that. I love my son. It's just been a little while since I've missed him. I realized that hide and seek was definitely invented by a parent who just needed like 10 seconds so they didn't commit a felony. It's like, what are we gonna do now, Mommy? Well, you're gonna go somewhere that I can't see you anymore. And me? Well, I'm gonna count to 10 like the doctor said to do. I don't know. They're so active, right? He started climbing out of his crib when he was 2. My mom saw it on FaceTime. She's like, Michael, you gotta put him in a toddler bed because he could climb out and he could hurt himself. Which, I don't know why a lid isn't an option. He's 2. He doesn't know how high his ceiling's supposed to be, right? We all have lids on some level, you know? His name's Jack. He's in a box. It makes sense. I can play music when he wakes up in the morning, you know, like da-da, da-da, da. Hey, wait for your cue!
sports fan. Most of my comedian friends aren't. They tend to be more into like comic books and stuff. And that's. I love people laughing already because we found the bullies in the audience. You're like, let's get them. Let's stuff them in a locker. I think whatever you're into, I think it's cool. I just think enthusiasm's cool. I think anyone who likes who's genuinely into anything, I think is great. But one of my comic book liking friends is making fun of me for caring about sports, and his logic was, he goes, dude, I don't know why you care about those teams. You know none of the players on those teams care about you, right? And I was like, yeah, maybe. You know who really doesn't care about you is Spider-Man. Because he's not real. I'm sorry, I hope that's not a Santa Claus moment for anyone here. So Spider-Man supposedly lives in Queens. I live in Queens. I've not seen him on the 7 train. My wife went to get her driver's license renewed recently, and we found a fun surprise that apparently on her driver's license for years, under gender, it said male. Just like an M instead of a W or an F, and like no one ever noticed. She never noticed. No one ever noticed. We're like, that's funny, whatever. But she hadn't renewed it in a long time because we live in the city and like she doesn't drive, didn't need it, and we realized that you need a driver's license to get a marriage license, right? And that is the license we used to get our marriage license. And we got married years ago in Indiana, so technically speaking, we might have been the first gay marriage. Yeah, did you guys know a social pioneer was closing the show tonight? Accidental gay Rosa Parks. I didn't even know. I've heard like very inspiring coming out stories from friends of mine. I'm the only person I know who found out he was legally gay at the DMV. So, put me in Pride Month, you know what I'm saying? Get me in there. I didn't mean it, but I support it, You like that? What's that? I like that. You like that joke? That's great to hear. We love to hear that. Sometimes people laugh and sometimes they just vote with a sentence, It's like, that one was good! Do more like that one! We enjoyed that. Continue, and please continue in spirit.
We're recording this great album tonight, so I want to introduce myself to those people I haven't met. I'm Daya Lakshminarayanan. That is my name. It's not a stage name. People get very nervous when they see the whole thing, Daya Lakshminarayanan. Sometimes they just see it and they meet me and they go, hey, 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 hey. And I'm not mad at that because Daya Lakshminarayanan is 21 letters. 7 of those 21 letters are in fact the letter A. So if you're like, hey, you are 33.33% correct. Kamala Harris, 12 letters in her name. She's half Indian, also 33.33% A. We are practically the same person. I kept this name, even though it's not great for show business, because it's in solidarity with my South Indian people. Don't all clap at once. And no, it's too late now, too late. My dad came from South India. He came to the United States. He got a traffic ticket for driving on the wrong side of the road. And he goes to court to contest the ticket because he doesn't have any money. And the judge is like, next case on the docket. Mr. Lecture, please approach the bench. How the hell do you say this name? And my dad tells him his